touch the door, I'm home at last, and I'm soaking through and through. And then you handed me a towel, and all I see is you. And even if my house falls down now, I wouldn't have a clue, because you're near me. And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. And just to be with you is having the best day of my life. And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. And just to be with you is having the best day of my life.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tana Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Monday, November 18, 2024. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he has briefed underperforming MPs about where they can do better as he readies the JLP for the next general election. And the Prime Minister says the distrust by Jamaicans of each other has served to retard the progress made by his administration. Local government ministry alerts the police to street protest planned for Port Maria and St. Mary. In regional news, Belize escapes unscathed after Tropical storm Sarah made landfall. In international news, Russia upset by decision to allow Ukraine to use U.S. long-range missiles in ongoing conflict. In sports, Reggae Boys tackle the USA Nations League quarterfinal. The details after the break.
Life gets busy, from work to play, but don't forget your health checks.
The NHF card now offers discounts on PSA tests and pap smears to help check for prostate and cervical cancer. Women 21 and over get a subsidy for pap smears every 3 years.
And men 40 and over receive an annual subsidy for PSA tests. Get your NHF card today.
The NHF is here for health. The NHF is here for you.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he has had direct talks with members of Parliament about the things that they can do better with the administration now into its fifth year in office. He made the comment while speaking at a JLP meeting held last Saturday at Newell High School in St. Elizabeth.
The Jamaica Labour Party has put in place a program where we have started to call in all our MPs that we have assessed. And we have said to them, you need to perform better in this area. You are doing good in this area. But here is where we think you need to come up with some new ideas. Because in any organization, after any period of time of holding authority, sometimes people become complacent. We have done too much. We have achieved so many things that previous administrations have never even dreamt of being able to do, for us to become careless with our politics.
Prime Minister Holness says on his watch the JLP has changed the politics for the better over the last 8 years.
I like what Deputy Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Wheatley, said, that before your very eyes, the politics of Jamaica has been transformed. And you know which party has transformed it? It is the Jamaica Labour Party that has transformed the politics of this country. We have carried the politics to a new level where we campaign on our record. So when I stand up and say to my representatives, I am holding you to account for better representation. You have never heard that on any other political platform except this one.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says the general distrust within the population has even affected the efficiency of his government. He says the administration could have achieved much more were it not for the stifling levels of bureaucracy in the public sector.
What has happened to us over the last 2 or 3 decades is that we have become tied down in bureaucracy. Everything that has to be done takes longer than it really should. It's frustrating. We have become a society where we don't trust ourselves. And so we have layered very thickly all kind of legislation, all kind of regulation, all kinds of steps. And you know what has happened? That has caused a great deal of frustration for the people. It takes long to get everything done in a Jamaica. It took us a decade to solve our economic problems, to bring the debt from almost 150 to now 74% relative to GDP.
The Prime Minister says it's his mission to free the country from its bureaucratic chains.
We are not going to be able to remove all the protections in legislation and regulation that we build. But the people who have the responsibility to carry those regulations and legislation and policy out, we have to move more quickly. Every Jamaican has to become more efficient in what we do. We have to become more productive in what we do. So what is the next phase of the work of this government? In the same way we fix the economy, this government is going to fix the bureaucracy to make sure that we can deliver the benefits from the economy faster to you.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The Department of Correctional Services, DCS, has confirmed that preliminary laboratory results have shown the influenza A virus in samples from 6 inmates at the St. Catherine Adult Correctional Center and 1 from the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center. Isolating inmates exhibiting flu-like symptoms, restricting movement within the facilities, and sanitation protocols. Those have been enforced. Mandatory mask wearing by both inmates and staff, access to flu vaccines and vitamin C supplements, encouraging early reporting of symptoms, and regular testing has also been implemented. DCS has also announced the passing of 2 inmates at the Spanish Town Hospital who were experiencing flu-like symptoms. The deaths occurred on Friday, November 15 and Saturday, November 16. Now, Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says he has alerted the police about the possible protest to be conducted by some supporters of the opposition party PNP in Western St. Mary. This comes after calls for CEO of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation to be removed. Supporters of the opposition party, they have claimed that equal opportunities have not been given to them, and this is due to manipulations by the CEO.
If they feel they have a problem with the CEO, then there are systems in place to voice their concerns. But you cannot. And despite any other comments that they want to make, it is the business of the ministry to protect those who work within local government. And we will ensure we will protect the CEO. I have already passed on this information to the police, and I am hoping that good sense will prevail. I can't see how they can be complaining about equal opportunity when they are in control of the municipality.
He says he believes that this is an attempt to shift the blame.
I believe is a lack of doing what they ought to be doing, and in order to find someone to blame. And this is a CEO who has worked with distinction, not just in St. Mary. This is somebody with over 20 years of service to local government, and this is how this batch of councillors led by the mayor is treating a public servant. I am hoping that good sense will prevail, and, they will come to their senses, and forget about what they are planning to. I call on the leadership of the PNP to rope in their councillors and supporters.
Desmond McKenzie, local government minister. Opposition leader Mark Golding says the staircase collapse in a residential building in Torrington Park in St. Andrew on Sunday could have been avoided. The incident has left one resident injured and has rendered those from 16 apartments unable to access their homes. Golding says he has been calling attention to the deteriorating state of the building since 2018. He claims he has repeatedly reached out to key officials, including then Permanent Secretary Audrey Sewell, former Minister of Housing Pernell Charles in 2021, and even Prime Minister Andrew Holness in both 2022 and 2023. He says that for nearly 5 years, there has been no effective action taken to ensure the necessary repairs were done. Golding describes this as a shameful disregard for the lives of the residents of Torrington Park. He's calling on the government to implement a comprehensive plan to repair and rehabilitate these government-owned residential high-rise buildings in Torrington Park and similar buildings across the country. The nation's coffee farmers continue to reel from the effects of adverse weather conditions. President of the Jamaica Coffee Exporters Association and Managing Director of the Mavis Bank Coffee Factory, Norman Grant, describes the losses as significant.
There was a series of disasters that hit the coffee sector that resulted in losses close to about 70,000 boxes, and that plus the effect of Beryl and Raphael, you could really be looking at about a loss of 100,000 boxes, of estimated loss at farm gate to the 5,000 coffee farmers of about $1 billion. And that is significant, and it is compounded by the adverse and terrible condition of the farm road.
Mr. Grant is calling for government intervention in the amount of $200 to $300 million. He says this should address desperately needed inputs such as fertilizers and seedlings. According to Mr. Grant, he says the losses are being experienced at a critical stage of the crop cycle.
This recent rain, for example, has taken place during the peak of the crop, whereby it increase and expedite the losses that has been faced by the coffee farmers.
Norman Grant, president of the Jamaica Coffee Exporters Association. Meanwhile, Mr. Grant says is reiterating a call for the Blue Mountain region to be declared a disaster area. Mr. Grant says farm roads in the Blue Mountain belt of St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary must be targeted to improve the livelihood of coffee farmers.
And I want to renew the call for the government, the cabinet, the ministry, the minister. Classify the entire Blue Mountain region as a disaster area. Move in significant support to deal with cleaning the roads, building retaining walls, cleaning the rivers, because a lot of some of the damage to the roads is as a result of the lack of river training.
Norman Grant, president of the Jamaica Coffee Exporters Association. Councillor for the Marsville Division in Southeast St. Elizabeth, Leighton Smith, says he will support protests over poor road conditions in the area. Mr. Smith said the problem has worsened since the passage of Hurricane Beryl.
Why is it citizens of the Marsville Division should be still paying property tax and can't get their road repair after this disaster since July? I'm calling upon the Minister of Local Government, I'm calling upon the Prime Minister, and I'm calling upon the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation to get funding ready to repair these roads in the Marsville Division before the citizens have to take it to the street. It is absolutely not right for these citizens to be paying their property tax and can't get their road repair. Again, let me say it clearly. I will stand with the citizens of the Marsville Division to have the demonstration in order to get our road fixed. So, Minister, take heed.
Leighton Smith, councillor for the Marsville Division in Southeast St. Elizabeth. He was speaking recently at a municipal corporation monthly meeting. The Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, IMAJ, said questions about the quality of the nation's roads should be put to the country's road agencies as well as engineers who work in those entities. President of the IMAJ, Richard Mullings, said oftentimes there is a knee-jerk reaction to blame contractors for the construction of roadways, but a missing element that should be assessed is the design of the infrastructure that was given to builders.
We need to ask where the roads are not keeping up. The people tend to knee-jerk default to the contractors who construct them. I want to hear, and the media and the public need to ask for where there are failures, where they're not keeping up. What does the road authority and what do the engineers who have designed these roads and the engineers who supervise the construction of these roads? And we need to hear from them. The master builders and contractors in general just construct to the design that they're given, and they're supervised by the agencies and the consulting engineers, supervising engineers. We need to hear them speak on what is going on with the roads and what is required.
The quality of the nation's roads has been under the microscope in recent weeks as some members of the motoring public vent frustration over numerous potholes that have damaged their vehicles. Bad weather conditions have exacerbated the poor road conditions in sections of the corporate area and some rural communities. Mr. Mullings is calling on the authorities to take climate change into consideration when they design roads and drains.
We who construct, we're given a design and we build it. Often when you see drains not working, if I build a drain that I'm told is to be a certain size and it doesn't meet the requirement, I'm the builder. The person who designs it has to speak up and has to explain. We are definitely creatures of instruction, and climate change and the effects of climate change requires significant analysis, scientific analysis, engineering analysis. That is the remit of our professional, our consulting engineers, the road authority, and the policymakers. This is where they have to step up.
Richard Mullings, the president of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, the IMAJ. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Can have it all. Company events, birthday parties, or the wedding of your dreams. It's all possible at Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts. We have magnificent event rooms and a dedicated team that will make your event the best experience that only Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts can offer. Contact us at 876-619-0000 or call your favorite travel agency and ask about our promotion designed especially for you.
In regional and international news, regional in Belize, Prime Minister John Briceño has announced the all clear for the country as the tropical storm warning has been discontinued. Tropical storm Sarah has weakened to tropical depression and began to move away from Belize on Sunday afternoon. The National Met Service in Belize said Sarah made landfall just before 9 a.m. on Sunday near Dangriga town. The National Emergency Management Organization said while rainfall would gradually decrease, Belizeans should still expect more rainfall, with some flooding possible in vulnerable areas. International, the BBC is reporting that U.S. President Joe Biden has given the green light for Ukraine to use long-range U.S. missiles to strike inside Russia. The news has not been formally announced, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the missiles will speak for themselves. Russia says Joe Biden is throwing oil on fire, though there has been no official comment yet from Vladimir Putin. The U.S. will reportedly allow Ukraine to use the missiles to hold on to the small chunk of Russian territory it occupies in Kursk. The White House apparently made its decision after Russia allowed North Korean troops to fight alongside Russians in Kursk. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Does your bra ride up your back? Do your shoulders hurt from carrying the weight of your breasts? These are signs of an ill-fitting bra. When was the last time you were fitted by a bra fit specialist? The bra experts at LaBelle Femme will take care of you. Drop into the store at 53 Lady Musgrave Road, Tuesdays to Saturdays from 10 to 5, and you will see the difference. Or call 876-622-6091.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated warm staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best, because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Time now for your morning sports. The fifth and final T20 International between West Indies and England at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia was abandoned after 5 overs because of rain on Sunday. Openers Evan Lewis, 29, and Shea Hope, 14, got the West Indies off to a quick start before a thunderstorm. The no result means England wins the series 3-1. Saqib Mahmood was voted man of the series for his 9 wickets. West Indies captain Rovman Powell says the series was challenging.
It's been a tough series, I think a lot of credit has to be given to Josh and his team. They really come in our conditions and dominate. But having said that, I think we played good cricket in patches. It's just that we didn't play good cricket for long enough periods.
Powell says his players didn't adjust quickly enough after the original game plan fell apart.
We always, as a batting group, have a template that we try to work with. Unfortunately, the template didn't work in our first few games. But as a team, we need to assess a little bit faster. It takes us 2 or 3 games to really wonder what's really happening from us as a batting group, and also as a bowling group, we need to sharpen up on a few areas.
West Indies T20 captain Roman Powell. Football news, Montego Bay United are back on top of the Nephew Jamaica Premier League after a clinical 4-0 win over Racing at Ferdinita Park on Sunday. Tyrone Harrison, Shanil Thomas, Brian Brown and Johan Weatherly got the goals for Mobay United, who are now on 20 points. They lead on goal difference over Waterhouse, who stopped Humber Lion 2-0 in the late game. Portmore United, who started the day as leaders, lost 1-0 to Arnott Gardens, thanks to a stunning left-footed effort from substitute Shavani Willis in added time. Winning coach Xavier Gilbert was not surprised by Willis's late heroics.
He has such a wonderful kick, and that's one of the information that we gave to him when he's going on find himself in a position where he can get to shoot, and he did so, and it worked for us today. I mean, and I have to applaud him, a wonderful goal to end the game, close to the end. So thankful that we got 3 points. It wasn't easy.
Willis also played for Portmore United during his career, so coach Rudolph Austin was aware of the danger he posed.
It was a brilliant strike to lose a game to a goal like that, Sometimes you have to maybe accept it. Give a player like Willis that time and space to look up and shoot, then, he has a very good shot, it's just one of those games. To lose a game like that in the dying moment also, it's pretty painful, but Arnett came here today and they played a good game, so.
In other games on Sunday, champions Cavalier were held goalless by Harbourview, while Vere and Tivoli ended 2-2. 2 games are on today to complete match day 10, Dunbeholden versus Malines United at 5 p.m. and Mount Pleasant FC against Chapelton Maroons at 7:30 p.m. The Jamaica Olympic Association, JOA, staged a night of excellence on Saturday at Terra Nova Hotel, where members of Jamaica's team to the Paris Olympics were recognized. Roger Stoner, who broke the Olympic record to win gold in the men's discus in Paris, was awarded $3 million. Kishane Thompson, who bagged silver in the men's 100 meters, and Shanika Ricketts, who took silver in the triple jump, each received $1.5 million. Bronze medal winners Rashid Broadbell in the 110 meters hurdles and Rajendra Campbell in the shot put picked up $1 million each. Under 20 world triple jump record holder Jaden Hibbert, who just missed the podium in Paris after finishing 4th, received $500,000 for being named the first recipient of the JOA Spirit Award. Finally, in your morning sports, some netball news. The Sunshine Girls are due back in the island this evening after facing England in the first half of their Horizon 4-match series. The Sunshine Girls are trailing 1-0 in the series after losing 55-47 in Game 2 in Manchester on Sunday. The teams will meet on November 25 and 26 at the National Indoor Centre. The England team is due in the island on Monday evening. And that's it for your morning sports.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
In business this morning, the BBC is reporting that in the 44 years since Beckhoff Automation opened for business, owner Hans Beckhoff says he hasn't seen an economic crisis like this one. According to Mr. Beckhoff, You can usually expect a crisis about once every 5 to 8 years, but he says that this time it's a formidable crash, a really deep one. A German company, Beckhoff Automation, makes automated control systems for a wide range of industries, including manufacturing and the energy sector. It belongs to Germany's famous Mittelstand, the often highly specialized small and medium-sized enterprises that make up 99% of German companies, provide around 59% of German jobs, and are considered the hidden champions of the German economy. The Mittelstand's ability to take a long view on business performance rather than scrambling for annual dividends is part of what has made German manufacturing so robust. However, the global economy is shifting rapidly and pressure is mounting. Corporate Development Manager at Beckhoff Automation and Hans' daughter, Friederike Beckhoff, says that they're still doing well, though the economic situation has really slowed down. She says that this year's results won't be anywhere close to what they achieved over the past 3 years. German firms have been hit by a number of problems in recent years. These include the steep energy price hikes that followed Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, rising general inflation, and increased competition from China. A gold pocket watch given to the British steamship captain who rescued more than 700 passengers from the Titanic has sold at auction for a record-breaking £1.5 million or $1.9 million. According to BBC reports, the 18-carat Tiffany & Co. timepiece was given to Sir Arthur Rostron, then captain of passenger ship RMS Carpathia, by survivors he rescued in 1912. Auctioneer Henry Aldridge and Son in Wiltshire said it was the highest amount ever paid for Titanic memorabilia and that it was bought by a private collector in the U.S. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar will open trading today, selling for an average $159.23 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican dollar will open trading this morning, selling for an average $115.73 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican will open trading today, selling for an average $202.83 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:31.
I don't have no time for whole heap of paperwork. That's why I downloaded and signed up for my One Jane Passport app. Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The temperature by the One Jane Passport app is
26 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 26 out west in Montego Bay.
So where you get? The new Popeye's blackened chicken sandwich, my girl. The flavor just hits different.
Blackened like it burn up?
Nah, man. Blackened because of the color of the Louisiana herbs and spices. Blackened like the flavor buck. No breading and the seasoning soaked deep in the chicken. But get yours and try it, cause me nah share yours. Get the new Popeye's blackened chicken sandwich. Limited time only.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
You hear the news? AM Financial give them customers cash back for the Christmas. Cash back! You can get up to $15,000 with every loan disbursed. A true. Plus, them increase them loan amount so you can get anything you want. And with every loan, you get a free gift. Free! Apply now at loansale.aimfinancialja.com or WhatsApp 876-437-3982. Make sure you apply early. Promotion ends January 31st. Conditions apply.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Father, who art in Zion, hear our voice, O God, today in our prayer, and accept our thanksgiving. Father, we thank thee for all that you have done and for what you're doing now. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul. Splashing, dashing, restless sea. Never still you seem to be. Sometimes angry, sometimes sad. Sometimes a lover though you're glad.
Good morning to you. You're tuned in to Nationwide this morning, NTM. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us on the Nationwide 90 FM live YouTube channel. Hello to all our YouTubers, our peeps out there in Radio Land. Good morning to you. It is Monday, November 18, 2024. Happy to have you this Monday morning. Hope that NTM finds you well. I'm Tona Thomas.
Morning, Tona. Morning, viewers and listeners. My name is George.
Hey to you, George.
What up? What up?
Had a good weekend?
Yes, man. As usual.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. You?
I had a good weekend.
Nice.
I did. Hope our YouTubers, our peeps out there in Radio Land, had a good weekend as well and ready for a week of work.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. This morning, there was a lot of political activity over the weekend. I see someone in the chat asking if CJ Martinez, the agent provocateur, asking if I'm going to call out JC Hutchinson. I didn't actually hear him, CJ, so I'm gonna listen to him because I heard that it's worth listening to, for good or bad. So I'm gonna listen. I saw what was happening in other places. The week is long, yeah, and there'll be a lot of politics to talk about. This morning, as I reflected on the weekend, I said, I need to talk after doing some reading about debt. Now, I maintain, Tona, you've heard me say this several times in our production meetings, that one of the things that my generation certainly didn't benefit from, and I don't think yours either, yours not so far from mine,
yes,
is that the Jamaican school curriculum doesn't place an emphasis on teaching students, not just children, students about debt and debt management. And we have been raised to believe that debt is the worst thing in life that you could ever happen to you, is to owe somebody, which is rubbish. Yeah? Debt is a good thing. It can be a very good thing. And of course, it can also be a damaging thing, a devastating thing, a destructive thing. And when a country borrows and borrows heavily, by borrowing and borrowing heavily, that alone doesn't create a problem. The terms of the arrangement, the details of such, that's crucially important. And then it is what you see as an outcome of that which you have borrowed to do. So if you have borrowed over time heavily, and you look around you and you see the development and you can feel the development, then that is debt well accumulated, in my view. But when you look around you and you struggle to see what is the result of all that we have borrowed over time, then that becomes problematic. So, Tom and I went into my lab on the weekend and I found some numbers from the BOJ. And even though in passing I would say to you that, well, perhaps in this year debt was this, and as a percentage of total revenue, government revenue, it was this, the percentage was this. Looking at the raw numbers startled me because they tell a story of opportunities lost. Because again, the accumulation of the debt is not the problem. It is the terms of the borrowing. It is the interest payments. It is when you look around you, do you see the result of the borrowing? And when you're answering no to that very important question, that's when it suddenly becomes a huge problem. So here are the numbers. The base year I have here is 1990 to 91, that fiscal year. In that year, domestic debt, 2.8 billion. External debt, 1.98 billion. Total debt, 4.8 billion. Total revenue, 9.6 billion. So our total debt, external and domestic, 4.8 billion. Total revenue, 9.6 billion, which would mean that the total debt servicing as a percentage of total revenue would be 49.9%, call it 50%. That's good. 1990-91. And the debt didn't move significantly across the 1991 fiscal year, 91-92, 92-93. It moved sharply though. Between 1993-94, that fiscal year, and 94-95, domestic debt in 93-94 was 6.9 billion. But for the fiscal year after 94-95, it jumped to 18.4 billion, the domestic debt. External debt, 93-94, 9 billion. A year later, it moved to 14 billion. Our revenue across those 2 years only increased by 11 billion. So we had debt 93-94 to 94-95, increasing by a combined total, when you combine the domestic debt and the external debt, it increased by 17 billion, and our revenues only increased by 11 billion. That's where the problem started, because now, clearly, debt servicing way up here, revenue below that, you're running a deficit now. You're in a negative position. Between 95-96, domestic debt, 17.9 billion. The fiscal year after that, 96-97, it had jumped from 17.9 billion to 35.9 billion domestic debt. That's 18 billion added on. External debt didn't change much, but our revenue for those two fiscal years only grew by 4 billion. So you see that now? Domestic debt gone up by 18 billion, the debt servicing, and your revenues only grew by 4 billion. Bigger problem, and you're coming from years before where your debt servicing was running well ahead of how much you were collecting in revenue, your deficit growing bigger. Between 98-99, this now is a big problem here. 98-99 fiscal year, domestic debt, 48.3 billion.
The fiscal year after that, it jumped from 48.3 billion to 74.1 billion. Yeah? 4 billion less short of 30. So $26 billion was added to the domestic debt servicing cost between the 98-99 fiscal year and the 99-2000 fiscal year. So you ask yourself, so all right, George, if domestic debt between those two fiscal years alone jumped by 26 billion, what happened to revenue? Revenues in that time, they grew by 16 billion, but still running your debt running above your revenue. By the time you went into the 2000s, by the way, the first time our debt breached the 100 billion mark was in the 2001-2002 fiscal year. It moved to 117 billion domestic debt. External debt was 24 billion that year. Between 2002-2003 and 2003-2004, between those two fiscal years, the domestic debt jumped by $52 billion approximately. 52 billion. Revenues grew impressively that period as well by 32 billion. But come down now to the point 2008-2009. Domestic debt 188 billion. The fiscal year after, it ballooned to 251 billion. And by this time, the revenues weren't keeping pace. So the picture I'm trying to paint here is how the debt that we were accumulating, both domestic and external. I'm focusing on the domestic debt line, but there's also an external debt line that is growing year over year from 1991 fiscal year to the end of the data set 2009-2010. It just kept getting bigger. And it wasn't getting bigger because we were borrowing more to do things. The debt servicing was getting bigger because the interest charges were just running out of hand. And then again, the interest charges are running out of hand because it was not cheap money that we were borrowing. The interest rates were significant and the terms and everything else. And of course, the Jamaican governments over time, successive administrations, priority on paying down the debt, external and domestic. But your revenues are not keeping pace. And you find yourself spending out almost all of the budget. Almost all of what you collect, you're spending it out to pay down debt. Nothing left to really move the country forward. That's the situation we had. Now, because of the work of both administrations, PNP and JLP, yeah? The Labour right them are going to say, boy, George, no, it's the JLP alone fix it. Not quite. Not true. I maintain the economy in the hands of Dr. Phillips. There were several important things that needed to be done that were done to allow the Holiness administration, Audley Shaw first and then Nigel Clark, to put us in order where the debt is now manageable and we're no longer among the most indebted countries in the world. And crucially, you're looking around and you're seeing evidence of government revenues at work. You see the investments in public infrastructure. You see the investments in transport. You see the investments in the social safety net. You see the investments in education, notwithstanding the fact that we're not getting the outcomes that we're paying for. You see a government able to use $100 billion of taxpayers' money to increase salaries in the public sector. Never knew I'd live to see that, and I'm not old. And as the example we always use here, you see government revenues, FIMI and FIA money, not IMF money or World Bank money or European Bank for Reconstruction and Development money, as used to happen in the past, paying for those things. Our taxpayers' money by bus. So that's the situation at the table now. But for many, many years, we borrowed foolishly somewhat, we borrowed and had to take the interest rate on offer because our affairs weren't in order. And we ended up shelling out billions to service external and domestic debt and not having enough to spend locally on services and infrastructure. We forget in 2009 when the announcement of a wage freeze was delivered in a national broadcast by the former Prime Minister Bruce Golding, who, we forget, told the nation he was taking a 15% pay cut and asked parliamentarians to take a 10%. The government did it, opposition didn't. Savings was about 8.9 million there, but was called it $9 million. As a symbolic gesture because you're asking public sector workers to take a wage freeze. The IMF arrangement, the standby arrangement, $1.27 billion that went south under Shaw was because the public sector workers said, look, we're tired of wage freeze. The police took them to court. And they had to follow through, paying the retroactive 7% increase. And of course, paying it going forward, which broke the back of that IMF agreement. We were borrowing, using borrowed money to pay higher salaries. That is not the case anymore. This is not an endorsement of JLP policies that have delivered us to this point. This is a commentary on where the country has moved forward. Two, it is an acknowledgement that successive administrations have had the discipline, the fiscal discipline, to put the fiscal house in order. So when I hear people talk about what's the use in building new revenue collection centers, I say, well, only someone unaware could say that. Because if we can collect more revenue and make it easier for people to pay taxes, and those who don't go pay the taxes don't because them don't want to go online, and of course they don't want to join a line. More revenues, greater capacity for the government to act. So I'm saying this morning, for what we have borrowed over time and what we have paid back, we're starting to see those benefits now. But we wasted many decades, well, perhaps 2, borrowing and spending and have nothing to show for it. We're looking to pay people with borrowed money, buy bus with borrowed money, fix road with borrowed money. That is not the case on this day in sports.
Youth in conflict with the law can get a second chance through child diversion. For more information, visit moj.gov.jm. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
6:50.
You shop, we ship. Click and Ship Express. We make online shopping easy with hassle-free shipping that's affordable, fast, and convenient. Take advantage of our great rates, multiple locations island-wide, and extended opening hours. Track your package every step of the way. Have a question? Email, call, or chat with our customer service team. Sign up for free at clickandshipexpress.com and get your U.S. mailing address. Click and Ship. Like it, click it, ship it. Conditions apply. A product of Jamaica Post.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A so bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A so bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too.
Mother's Bakery Buns. A so bun for nice. Try them today.
Shop
and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6th. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time of a Street Smart 1 with the one. Ludlow McLean, Neo in Matrix. Good morning, sir.
Morning, George. Morning, Tona.
Hey to you, Ludlow.
Right, and this is a quick update just to advise the motorists if you're heading out to Kingston from Spanish Town, it's going to be busy all the way from the Old Harbour Road to the roundabout on the Mandela coming in towards 6 miles, Spanish Town Road, all these areas. Coming out of Portmore Municipal Boulevard, you have traffic, and it's going to take you onto the Mandela. If you're on the North-South Highway, it's a similar situation. But the Mandela is moving eastbound, and you'll find it really busy on Washington Boulevard and also 6 miles. So first support, remember, there are pools of water, and remember, there are lots of commuters there waiting for transportation, so be careful not to splash them. George, one thing I would add, imports need to exceed or supersede, export needs to supersede imports, so that will also help. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Ludlow McLean, from the. What I'll say is this, Ludlow, that you know the issue with imports is that there was a financial crisis in the late 1990s, which kind of contributed to some of the problems that we eventually had. Anyway, that's Street Smarts 1. The word of the day is up next.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Your word of the day, spelled Prehensile, spelled Prehensile.
Prehensile. Prehensile. Prehensile.
Prehensile is your word of the day, an adjective, a descriptive word, meaning adapted for seizing, grasping, or taking hold of something. Prehensile, first recorded between 1781 and 1785. To use it in a sentence, the elephant used its prehensile trunk to pick bananas from the tree. Prehensile is your word of the day, adapted for seizing, grasping, or taking hold of something. Up next are features at the top of the hour of the news.
Living Well is brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Today on Living Well, congestive heart failure. Most of our people do not understand what many health anomalies are, what causes them, and how it happens. Having this knowledge can be key to making the right decisions when it comes to maintaining good health. We will be spending the next few weeks breaking down and explaining health conditions. Today we're going to look at congestive heart failure. Congestive heart failure is a chronic or acute syndrome that affects the ability of the heart muscles to pump properly. Also known simply as heart failure, this condition manifests when there's fluid buildup around the heart, causing the heart muscles to pump inefficiently. To better understand how congestive heart failure develops, you have to know your heart's anatomy. The heart has 4 chambers, with the upper half having 2 atria and the lower half having 2 ventricles. The ventricles pump blood to your body's organ and tissues, while the atria get blood from your body as it recirculates. Blood circulation begins at the right atrium, moves toward the right ventricle and the left atrium, and finally goes to the left ventricle. After this, blood is circulated back to your body. If these ventricles fail to pump back blood in sufficient amounts to the body, blood and other fluids can build up inside your lungs, abdomen, and lower body. Congestive heart failure can affect people of all ages. While it's more common among middle-aged adults and the elderly, children and young adults may be diagnosed with this syndrome too. The incidence of congestive heart failure is equally frequent between men and women, although from a racial standpoint, blacks are 1.5 times more likely to develop this disease compared to Caucasians. We will talk about the reason for this at another time. About half of those who develop congestive heart failure may die within 5 years of diagnosis. Sudden death is common among people with congestive heart failure, occurring at a rate 6 to 9 times higher than that of the general population. The most common type of congestive heart failure is left-sided congestive heart failure. This develops when the left ventricle fails to properly pump blood out to the body and eventually needs to exert more effort to function properly. There are two types of left-sided congestive heart failure. Systolic heart failure. This develops when the left ventricle fails to contract normally, reducing the level of force available that will push blood into circulation. This lack of force means that the heart cannot pump properly. The left ventricle eventually weakens and prompts some blood to flow back into your organs, triggering fluid buildup or swelling in your lungs or other body parts. Diastolic heart failure, also called diastolic dysfunction. This happens when the muscle in the left ventricle stiffens. Since the muscle can no longer relax, the left ventricle is unable to fill the heart's lower chamber, decreasing the amount of blood pumped into your bloodstream. Some patients may also be susceptible to right-sided congestive heart failure. This disease affects the right ventricle, causing it to experience difficulty pumping blood into the lungs. Because of this, blood backs up in the veins, eventually causing swelling in your legs, ankles, and belly. In some cases, patients may have left-sided and right-sided congestive heart failure simultaneously. As highlighted today, this condition can begin in the left side and travel to the right side if left untreated. That's Living Well for today. Tune in next time for more on congestive heart failure.
Living Well was brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
You've finally moved into your new home, and so you're hosting a housewarming party to show off the new space to your close family and friends. But in preparation, where do you even start? I've got you covered. I'm Tana, and it's time for your lifestyle pages. First of all, you want to send out a save the date to all your invitees. Once that is out the way, begin to craft your official invitation. You can choose to be creative with a theme. Call all your guests to ensure you know their food preferences. You want to make sure you're catering to everyone. On the day of the housewarming party, make sure to point all your guests to where the bathroom is, especially the women. We're always checking and fixing. Plan activities. You know, once the meet and greet and the tour is over, persons will be standing by to see what next is coming. I'm Tana. Until next time, that has been your Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
From Negril Point to Morant Bay, a little kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston or Bay. The temperature by National Supply is...
26 degrees Celsius in both Kingston and Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 this morning, Monday, November 18, 2024, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he has briefed underperforming MPs about where they can do better as he readies the JLP for the next general election. And the Prime Minister says the distrust by Jamaicans of each other has served to retard the progress made by his administration. Local government ministry alerts the police to street protest planned for Port Maria in St. Mary. And in international news, Russia upset by decision to allow Ukraine to use U.S. long-range missiles in ongoing conflict.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he has had direct talks with members of Parliament about the things they can do better with the administration now in its 5th year in office. He made the comment while speaking at a JLP meeting held last Saturday at Newell High School in St. Elizabeth.
The Jamaica Labour Party has put in place a program where we have started to call in all our MPs that we have assessed. And we have said to them, you need to perform better in this area. You are doing good in this area. But here is where we think you need to come up with some new ideas. Because in any organization, after any period of time of holding authority, sometimes people become complacent. We have done too much. We have achieved so many things that previous administrations have never even dreamt of being able to do. For us to become careless with our politics.
Prime Minister Holness says on his watch, the JLP has changed the politics for the better over the last 8 years.
I like what Deputy Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Wheatley, said, that before your very eyes, the politics of Jamaica has been transformed. And you know which party has transformed it? It is the Jamaica Labour Party that has transformed the politics of this country. We have carried the politics to a new level where we campaign on our record. So when I stand up and say to my representatives, I am holding you to account for better representation. You have never heard that on any other political platform except this one.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says the general distrust within the population has even affected the efficiency of his government. He says the administration could have achieved much more were it not for the stifling levels of bureaucracy in the public sector.
What has happened to us over the last 2 or 3 decades is that we have become tied down in bureaucracy. Everything that has to be done takes longer than it really should. It's frustrating. We have become a society where we don't trust ourselves. And so we have layered very thickly all kind of legislation, all kind of regulation, all kinds of steps. And you know what has happened? That has caused a great deal of frustration for the people. It takes long to get everything done in a Jamaica. It took us a decade to solve our economic problems, to bring the debt from almost 150 to now 74% relative to GDP.
The Prime Minister says it's his mission to free the country from its bureaucratic chains.
We are not going to be able to remove all the protections in legislation and regulation that we build. But the people who have the responsibility to carry those regulations and legislation and policy out, we have to move more quickly. Every Jamaican has to become more efficient in what we do. We have to become more productive in what we do. So what is the next phase of the work of this government? In the same way we fix the economy, this government is going to fix the bureaucracy to make sure that we can deliver the benefits from the economy faster to you.
Andrew Holness, Prime Minister. The Department of Correctional Services DCS has confirmed that preliminary laboratory results have shown that the influenza A virus in samples from 6 inmates at the St. Catherine Adult Correctional Center and 1 from the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center, isolating inmates exhibiting flu-like symptoms, restricting movement within the facilities, and sanitization protocols have been enforced. Mandatory mask wearing by both inmates and staff, access to flu vaccines and vitamin C supplements, encouraging early reporting of symptoms and regular testing have also been implemented. The DCS has also announced the passing of 2 inmates at the Spanish Town Hospital who were experiencing flu-like symptoms. Their deaths occurred on Friday, November 15 and Saturday, November 16, respectively. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says he has alerted the police about the possible protest to be conducted by some supporters of the opposition PNP in Western St. Mary. This comes after calls for the CEO of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation. Well, this follows calls for the removal of the CEO of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation. PNP supporters claim the CEO has been stifling efficiency within the municipal corporation.
If they feel they have a problem with the CEO, then there are systems in place to voice their concerns. But you cannot And despite any other comments that they want to make, it is the business of the ministry to protect those who work within local government. And we will ensure we will protect the CEO. I have already passed on this information to the police, and I am hoping that good sense will prevail. I can't see how they can be complaining about equal opportunity when they are in control of the municipality.
Minister McKenzie says the attack on the CEO of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation is unwarranted.
I believe is a lack of doing what they ought to be doing, and in order to find someone to blame. And this is a CEO who has worked with distinction, not just in St. Mary. This is somebody with over 20 years of service to local government, and this is how this batch of councillors led by the mayor is treating a public servant. I am hoping that good sense will prevail, and, they will come to their senses, and forget about what they are planning to. I call on the leadership of the PNP to rope in their councillors and supporters.
Desmond McKenzie, local government minister. Opposition leader Mark Golding says the collapse of a staircase in a residential building in Torrington Park in his constituency in St. Andrew on Sunday could have been avoided. The incident has left one resident injured and has rendered those from 16 apartments unable to access their homes. Golding says he has been drawing attention to the deteriorating state of the building since 2018. He claims he has repeatedly reached out to key officials, including then Permanent Secretary Audrey Sewell, former Minister of Housing Pernell Charles in 2021, and to the Prime Minister Andrew Holness in 2022 and again in 2023. He says that for nearly 5 years there has been no effective action taken to ensure the necessary repairs were done. Golding describes this as shameful and a disregard for the lives of the residents of Torrington Park. He's calling on the government to implement a comprehensive plan to repair and rehabilitate those government-owned residential high-rise buildings inside Torrington Park and similar buildings across the island. The nation's coffee farmers continue to reel from the effects of adverse weather conditions. President of the Jamaica Coffee Exporters Association and the Managing Director of the Mavis Bank Coffee Factory, Norman Grant, describes the losses as significant.
There was a series of disasters that hit the coffee sector that resulted in losses close to about 70,000 boxes, and that plus the effect of beryl and Raphael, you could really be looking at about a loss of 100,000 boxes, of estimated loss at farm gate to the 5,000 coffee farmers of about $1 billion. And that is significant, and it is compounded by the adverse and terrible condition of the farm road.
Mr. Grant is calling for government intervention to the tune of $300 million. He says this should address desperately needed inputs such as fertilizer and seedling.
This recent rain, for example, has taken place during the peak of the crop, whereby it increase and expedite the losses that has been faced by the coffee farmers.
Norman Grant, President of the Jamaica Coffee Exporters Association. And Mr. Grant is reiterating a call for the Blue Mountain region to be declared a disaster area. He says farm roads in the Blue Mountain belt of St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary must be targeted to improve the livelihood of coffee farmers.
And I want to renew the call for the government, the cabinet, the ministry, the minister. Classify the entire Blue Mountain region as a disaster area. Move in significant support to deal with cleaning the roads, building retaining walls, cleaning the rivers, because a lot of some of the damage to the roads is as a result of the lack of river training.
Norman Grant, President of the Jamaica Coffee Exporters Association. Councillor for the Marsville Division in Southeast St. Elizabeth, Leighton Smith, says he supports protest action over poor road conditions in the community. Smith says the problem has worsened since the passage of Hurricane Beryl.
Why is it, citizen, of the Myersville Division should be still paying property tax and can't get their road repair after this disaster since July. I'm calling upon the Minister of Local Government, I'm calling upon the Prime Minister, and I'm calling upon the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation to get funding ready to repair these roads in the Myersville Division for the citizens have to take it to the street. It is absolutely not right for these citizens to be paying their property tax and can't get their road repair. Again, let me say it clearly. I will stand with the citizens of the Myersville Division to have the demonstration in order to get our road fixed. So, Minister, take heed.
Leighton Smith, councillor for the Myersville Division in Southeast St. Elizabeth. He was speaking last Thursday at a meeting at the Municipal Corporation. State agencies with responsibility for road infrastructure should bear more of the blame for failing thoroughfares rather than pinning the blame on contractors. That's according to the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica. Its president, Richard Mullings, says contractors build according to the specifications delivered by the agencies and their engineers.
We need to ask where the roads are not keeping up. The people tend to knee-jerk default to the contractors who construct them. I want to hear, and the media and the public need to ask for where there are failures, where they're not keeping up. What does the road authority and what do the engineers who have designed these roads and the engineers who supervise the construction of these roads? And we need to hear from them. The master builders and contractors in general just construct to the design that they're given, and they're supervised by the agencies and the consulting engineers, supervising engineers. We need to hear them speak on what is going on with the roads and what is required.
The quality of road surfaces across the island has come under the microscope in recent weeks due to the damage caused by persistent heavy rain. Mr. Mullings says road authorities should take the impact of climate change into consideration when designing roads and drains.
We who construct, we're given a design and we build it. Often when you see drains not working, if I build a drain that I'm told is to be a certain size and it doesn't meet the requirement, I'm the builder. The person who designs it has to speak up and has to explain. We are definitely creatures of instruction, and climate change and the effects of climate change requires significant analysis, scientific analysis, engineering analysis. That is the remit of our professional, our consulting engineers, the road authority, and the policymakers. This is where they have to step up.
That's Richard Mullings, president of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica. Some international news now. The BBC is reporting that U.S. President Joe Biden has given the green light for Ukraine to use long-range U.S. missiles to strike targets inside Russia. The news has not been formally announced, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the missiles will speak for themselves. Russia says Joe Biden is throwing oil on fire, though there has been no official comment yet from Vladimir Putin. The U.S. will reportedly allow Ukraine to use the missiles to hold on to the small chunk of Russian territory it occupies in Kursk. The White House apparently made its decision after Russia allowed North Korean troops to fight alongside Russians in Kursk. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:15.
Introducing Domus Windows and Doors, Caribbean UPVC Solutions. Now open at the Summit, 16 Chelsea Avenue, Kingston 5. Order energy-efficient Solar E windows and doors that offer laminate glass for enhanced security and a 50% reduction on your air conditioning usage. Now that's saving money. And these windows and doors are manufactured to international standards with a 20-year warranty on the frames. Get special offers in time for Christmas. Call or WhatsApp 619-1223 or visit the showroom today.
KFC pop, popcorn chicken. KFC popcorn chicken. Crave delicious finger licking.
cooking in this house when me dip it. I can't resist it. Once you start, you can't stop.
Do whatever the crunch you want with KFC's popcorn chicken. Delicious, juicy, irresistible. Now available in barbecue. KFC, it's finger licking good.
KFC pop, pop. Popcorn chicken.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time of Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning again, Ludlow.
Morning, George, and our listeners. In public commuters, yes, they're busy trying to get transportation. And remember, the road surfaces are not so pretty, pools of potholes, so be careful. But in the meantime, those of you trying to get out of Avondale, Roehampton, close onto Manningsville Road, you're going to have some traffic along Manningsville Road, coming all the way to connect with Constant Spring Road in the vicinity of Mayor Brown's Corner. Coming down Constant Spring Road, it is also quite busy all the way past Shortwood Road, Constant Spring, and Dunrobin Avenue. You see a lot of traffic coming out of Dunrobin there onto Constant Spring Road. Cassia Park Road also busy, going on to Malines Road, and Malines going further down to Waltham Park Road, going further towards Hagley and Waltham intersection. Coming out of Bay Farm Road, there's also traffic, but it's moving as you make your way across to Newark Avenue, Keating Avenue, and making your way also in the vicinity of Hagley Park Road. But remember now, most of Malines Road is busy from that intersection of Malines and Waltham heading into Aperture. So it's quite a busy Monday morning, and I suspect other areas, but I can tell you most intersections are busy with traffic now. So just be careful as you chauffeur. So it's a second report on the sunny conditions, yes, until tomorrow morning, 6:45 a.m. Back to you, George.
Thank you, Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, Front Page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. You're now tuned into our discussion segment, The Front Page, turning our attention or focus to the race for Northwest St. Andrew. Come Friday, voters will elect members of Parliament in South Trelawney and Northwest St. Andrew and councillors in Innantown and Clarendon and Morant Bay in St. Thomas. The parliamentary by-elections are not being contested by the opposition People's National Party PNP, leaving most of the attention trained on the division divisional contests. For Northwest St. Andrew, the candidates are the GLP's Dwayne Smith and Independents Rohan Banks and Carl Marshall. The seat became vacant following the resignation of former Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, who recently resigned to take up the post as Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Speaking to supporters on nomination day, Mr. Smith told them that he's ready to put in the work as their MP.
Labour rights has been a long time in coming in Northwest Central. Labour rights, as I said, it's my time now. And I'm very prepared for the job. I thank you for your unwavering support over all these many years. Labour rights, a lot of work done in Northwest in the last couple of years, last couple of decades. And I'm here to add onto the work that has already been done.
He also highlighted that one of his main priorities will be road improvement in the constituency.
Northwest St. Andrew has a road problem. We have a lot of roads that needs to be fixed. Happily, our newly minted Minister of Finance has said that resources is not going to be a problem. Finally, under the leadership of Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, Jamaica is now in a position to properly finance the real rehabilitation of roads across the nation. I will be advocating assiduously to get Northwest St. Andrews' fair share of the $45 billion spark program.
Dwayne Smith, the GLP's candidate in Northwest St. Andrew. His challenger, Carl Marshall, is a former MP representing the People's National Party. He was also Speaker of the House of Representatives from 1993 to 1997. He is now running as an independent candidate. Mr. Marshall joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. Mr. Marshall, for our listeners out there not familiar with who you are, who is Carl Marshall?
Well, Carl Marshall is a Jamaican, of course, who has had quite a bit of experience across many fields. I'm a professional teacher. I am, as I've heard in the clip, reminding people that I was Member of Parliament at one stage. I also was a diplomat, and I'm a lawyer, and ready to give service to the constituency that was once my second home, and that is Northwest St. Andrew. I am ready to give up my service to improve the constituency and the socioeconomic conditions of the people. It is also most important that we put an emphasis on creating better communities, more cohesive communities. I think that's a big problem in Jamaica, and I know that it can be done because I've done it before as Member of Parliament for Northwest Clarendon.
You say the constituency is your second home. Yes. You've been there for a while. If you could, in your own words, how would you describe the state of the constituency?
Northwest, the state is no different from most constituencies in the country. We know that roads are bad. We know that communities are not united. We know that there is high crime, and high crime begins in communities. We know that. It's no different from many of them. And I believe the real effort must be to start improving these constituencies, improve the conditions, the social, economic conditions of the people, and have better communities. I know that we can have cohesive communities, people united around the development of their own communities.
And was it the people that urged you to re-enter representational politics in this way, or this was of your own accord?
First, I said that Northwest was my second home. I lived there for many years. And I know, too, that being a teacher is perhaps one of the most important activities now in terms of helping especially young people to improve themselves educationally and socially. So I am attracted to, in fact, I can put it another way. When the People's National Party decided not to contest the election, I saw that as a God-given opportunity to offer myself in service to Northwest. And this is really what I'm doing. As you have rightly said, the People's National Party is not contesting the election. So this election is not about PNP or JLP. This election is about who the people believe can best help in improving the social, economic conditions of the people and the communities. And I believe that I can do that. That's my reason for really entering the race.
And have you presented your case to the people on the ground, and what's their feedback?
Well, that is something we are doing. As part of the campaign, I have created a website. It's Marshall No Partial. Marshall No Partial. The no is spelled N-U-H. MarshallNoPartial.com. And on that website, people can see, and I'm encouraging constituents to read it. We are making certain that people can get to it. We are in the process of ensuring that. So they can see the reason for my entering the race and what my plans are. Because it's just going to be, maybe 6 months, maybe the latest period of time that we have. This is not a 5-year election. This is a 6-month, the most, election, meaning whatever we can do and whatever we need to do, we have to make an effort to do that in the 6 months. Because a general election is going to be held, and held very soon. That will be the political election. This one is not a political election. It is an election giving the people an opportunity to decide who they believe can best assist them, can best help them in the shortest time. I am interested in helping students in their PEP exam. The PEP exam is due in March next year. If I can help these youngsters, grade 6 students who are doing the PEP exam, to improve their scores and get be placed in the school of their choice, I believe that I would have done something worthy.
Well, Mr. Marshall, do you think entering the political for in this kind of way is the best way to achieve that?
But it's the only way for me now. Remember, general election is due in 6 months. There is no other opportunity available now for me to get involved, have some legitimacy in the constituency to assist the people outside of contesting this by-election.
Hold the line for me, Mr. Marshall. Gonna take a break and come back with more.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:31.
The Live Good initiative is aimed at promoting healthy, respectful relationships at home, at school, and in our communities. Let's return to the days when members of our communities all participated in rearing our children with kindness, good manners, and discipline. Let's respect each other. Let's become our brother's keeper. Let's replace violence with understanding. Let's all strive to live good.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A so bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A so bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too.
Mother's Bakery Buns. A so bun for nice. Try them today.
Get ready for the lowest prices of the year at the Active Home Center Black Friday sale in Kingston and Montego Bay. Save big on tiles, bathroom fixtures, furniture, lighting, and more just in time for the holidays. Join us now until Saturday, November 30 for unbeatable deals you won't want to miss. Visit our newly relaunched Montego Bay location at Barnett Tech Park at the intersection of Fairfield and Barnett Street, or our upgraded Kingston showroom at 84 Constant Spring Road. Conditions apply. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, having a conversation with the independent candidate for the Northwest St. Andrew by-election for this Friday, Carl Marshall, who is a former MP who represented the People's National Party, also former Speaker of the House of Representatives from 1993 to 1997, challenging this by-election. Welcome back to the program, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you.
The website that you mentioned, I had the opportunity to try to get onto that website during the break, but it's not working though. It says access blocked. So are you sure your website is up and running?
Yes, because I have gone on it, and others in the constituency have.
And if we were to get access to this website, what does it indicate?
What the website does is to give readers a chance, and listeners too, because there is an audio to it. There's an audio to it. To give those participating, those accessing it, an idea as to who I am, that's there, and what my intentions are in terms of what will Carl Marshall do in the 4-5 months between now and the next election.
Mr. Marshall, may I ask you, sir? Good morning.
Good day to you.
Yes, the fact of a website being a centerpiece of your pitch to constituents in Northwest St. Andrew, and I know you say it's a 6 month, it's a race to do something in 6 months, with the general election looming the next one. But I'm suggesting to you, sir, that it makes you appear like yesterday's man a website as the centerpiece of your pitch.
No. The website is only additional.
Even if it's an additional part of the pitch, sir, it's still, I'm suggesting to you, it's redolent with the actions of yesterday's man, and I want you to respond to that.
Strangely, I'm not sure that I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is this. We're in 2024. People are on social media. Website is not part of social media. Website is just a website. People are on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on various social media platforms. There's a rival that has just emerged to Twitter with X, with the mass exodus of people from X. I think it's called Blue Sky. So I'm saying, for people looking to connect with a mass audience, they use social media platforms, and it's a kind of interactive pitch that they make to people because they find them spending hours scrolling on social media. With a website, not a social media tool, a website is something that someone would speak of, say, in 2005, 2006, thereabouts, 18 years ago. So that's why I'm putting to you that it does make it seem as if, this is a campaign of someone who would have run a race sometime in the past and is not quite in step with the modern way of running, is my suggestion to you.
No, I don't agree with what you're saying, because I mentioned it to your station a while ago, and somebody tried to get onto that website. The website that I spoke about, marshallnapartial.com, is now being placed in social media groups, your WhatsApp groups. And people are, it's a kind of onward transmission. It comes to me as a member of a WhatsApp group. I access it, and then I pass it on to someone else. I believe that this might even be the first time that we have ever had something like this, that we have ever used technology in this way.
Unfortunately, Sir Carl, the first time that was used would have been maybe 20 years ago. That's a point I'm making, because the pitch through a website it's dated, because what you'd do, you'd make then an Instagram page, and the things that you have on the website, you'd make short videos with those things, and you'd put your Instagram link into the in the WhatsApp groups, and that would be circulated. So
that is what is happening.
No, but I'm saying that if you want prime interaction, and it's only a suggestion. I remember when I was a university student in 2005, people were publishing websites, say, visit my website, because the website was a thing then. That was a long time ago. So I'm saying that it does seem a bit out of step with the modern moment, is just my suggestion.
I appreciate what you're doing. If you, for example, you have to get onto a social media page, whichever one.
Yeah.
Okay. I put it on a website. That website is now put on somebody's WhatsApp in that group. And that is circulated within that group. That is circulated.
But let me suggest something to you again. The thing is this, and let's spend some time here, because if I can assist, I'd be happy. If it's in a WhatsApp group, only those people in the WhatsApp group can access it. And if they put it into another WhatsApp group, only the people in that WhatsApp group can access it. If it's out there as a social media page, then if I go to Google and I type in Carl Marshall or Marshall No Partial, a link to your social media group then pops up. So anybody can access it, even if I'm in or outside any WhatsApp group. I don't have to be in your WhatsApp group to find it. The way you have it now, website based, only people in the WhatsApp groups will be able to access it if they share it among each other.
No, anybody and everybody.
No, Sir Carl. Sir Carl, if you're inside the WhatsApp group and you share it inside WhatsApp groups, only the people in the groups can access it. I'm saying publicly accessible link would be to make it a social media page, and then when I type in the words that are key to your name or the description of what you're about, anybody will be able to find it. So that's just what I'm saying. So it's not as accessible the way you think, the way it is now, as opposed to the social media interactive way that I'm suggesting. But let's put that aside. I want to ask you this.
But let me just
Yes.
just answer that in just 1 second.
Yes, sir.
If you're able to go to marshallnapartial.com, anybody.
And hold on. MARSHALNUHPARTIAL.com. I'm typing it as we speak, and it says it says FortiGuard intrusion prevention, access blocked, web page blocked. You have tried to access a web page that is in violation of your internet usage policy. Category newly registered domain URL http /marshallnapartial.com / and you can't get there. You can't get there. So there's an issue there. There's an issue there. You can ask your web people to sort it out.
People are calling me last night.
Yeah.
Because they have received it and they have gone on to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what has happened between last night.
Yeah, but something could have happened because that's how these things work. Anyway, let me ask you this, Sir Carl. You do not fit the profile of the usual independent, and here's what I mean. The usual independent is someone who has never enjoyed national profile and who is not as highly educated and experienced as certainly you are. So it's a bit strange to see a man who served 2 terms as Member of Parliament, 1 term as Speaker of the House, and a good Speaker of the House, someone who understood standing orders based on what we've been told by veteran journalists, and also someone who served as our High Commissioner to Canada, comfortable in diplomatic circles, and a man at ease with the affairs of state. You are now running as an independent in a race where you yourself said that it's 6 months still, you'll have to do it all over again. I still can't understand why at this stage of your career, of your life.
Let me ask the question. I'm a teacher. I've had much experience there. If I can help someone now to do better in the PEP exam, that's a youngster I'm talking, a grade 6 child, to achieve higher scores in the PEP exam in March. I have done all what you have said, But if I can help someone, a youngster, to do better in the PEP exam in March and get placed in a school of their choice, do you think that would be worthwhile?
Yes, it would. But let me ask you this, though.
Okay, wait.
But let me tell you something importantly. Just to the listeners know, the website access is okay, I'm being told. I'm being told that it's our internal firewall that's preventing us on our devices here accessing the website. So if you're out there in radio land, in YouTube land, you can access that website. The website is up and running. We did the checks because we wanted to be fair to you, of course, and we're being told that it's our internal firewall that's preventing access. But yes, to the question you asked, Sir Carl, but here's this now. You are asking the students, the parents of those students, to give you the support to sit as MP, for you to use your role as MP and your time as MP to teach. That's not making much sense to me because...
No, hold on.
Well, let me tell you why it doesn't make sense so you can respond. Let me give you the fullness of my reason so you can respond. Mm-hmm. I'm saying it doesn't make sense because if you have this passion to teach, and undoubtedly your experience is wide, vast, then you could go directly to the student. Having a homework center, having a extra lessons center, having a coaching center, and inviting the students in, nothing is stopping you from doing that. Because what you're suggesting then is if you don't get the support as MP, then you won't be in a position to do the teaching that you're speaking of. And that's why it doesn't make sense to me, sir.
Okay, what makes sense to me is that I need to go into all the primary schools, not just the homework center, all the primary schools. I need to have legitimacy. I'm not going to schools to teach. I am going to school. I'll be seeking audience with the leadership of schools, sit with the leadership of schools, and see if we can come to a better understanding in terms of the delivery of education.
I'll say this to you, sir. You have a BSc in economics, a postgraduate diploma in public administration from the University of the West Indies. You hold a master's degree in business administration from Nova Southeastern University in Florida. You are an ex-diplomat. You are a former member of parliament, a former House Speaker. Nobody will say no to you if you reach out to them to make the kind of intervention that you say. You do not need to be an MP to do this, I'm suggesting to you.
I need the legitimacy is important.
You have that legitimacy, I would suggest. I would suggest that you have that legitimacy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Why are you ruling out my becoming a member of parliament?
No, I'm not ruling it out. I'm saying.
Why you think that's not?
No, man. I'm saying to you, for the reasons I'm only going off, the germ of my view is your reason for entry. And I'm saying, well, if this man with such vast experience, and I've never heard anybody say you're not an honorable man, or that you're not a highly educated, well-read man. Those things are facts. If you say you want to help in the manner that you want to help, but you're saying, well, I can only help if I'm MP, I'm saying it doesn't make sense because the kind of help you want to give is independent of being the member of parliament for the constituency. So I'm only going off the reason that you're fronted, Sir Carl.
I don't know that the reason should be such a big issue. Meaning that here am I, wanting and willing and offering myself to Northwest to assist in making some gains in that constituency, in improving the quality of people's lives and, of course, their communities as well.
Are you still a member of the People's National Party, Carl Marshall?
And will ever be.
You are a member of the PNP. Okay. And you are running as an independent. Did you have any conversation with anyone inside the PNP about your move?
We live in a democracy.
For sure.
Where contesting an election is a personal matter. That's the first thing. If you're contesting the election on a party ticket, that's a political decision you make. If you're contesting the election not on a party ticket, that's a personal decision you make. The People's National Party has decided not to contest this election. And that's a principled position from the party's position. Here is Carl Marshall, who believes that he can be of some help and is offering himself to the people of Northwest, a constituency that I've lived in for a long time, and willing today to begin offering my services again to that constituency. I believe that if I'm able to do that, and by the way, I must tell you that the party has just reminded me that my dues are they need to collect.
Your dues are due. Here's the thing, Sir Carl. History shows that whenever members of major political parties step into electoral races where the party is not contesting, they're usually doing so with the blessing of the party and are usually in those races as stalking horses. That's what history shows. Also, the truth of those moves often come out in some memoir years later, but it's never admitted up front because it is a very curious thing for a card-carrying, paid-up member of one party, and it's not a small party, the PNP, one of the most powerful political organizations in the English-speaking Caribbean. You are a committed member, you say, lifelong member, and yet in a race that they are not contesting, you appear as an independent. Do you think it is justifiable for the voting public in Northwest St. Andrew to be skeptical of your move and your motives?
Skeptical about what?
Skeptical about your intent, because you say you are independent. You
intend to help them?
No, your intent to inveigle them to vote for you as an independent when you are really a PNP candidate running as an independent.
Does it matter if I'm PNP?
Yes, it does, because
No, hold on,
yes,
hold on,
yes.
hold on. Are you saying that anything I do now, I'm doing it as a PNP?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm saying it matters from. I'm saying it matters from the perspective. People want to know that this is an independent thinker, a man who is not being sent here under the guise of being an independent thinker and actor. But if you are running as a comrade or running as a laborite, then you say so. People want to judge you based on that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just asking you to address these issues. I'm not asserting that you are. I'm just asking you if it's justifiable for people to wonder and ponder about these things, Carl Marshall.
Okay, the people know that I am and remain a PNP. They know that. They know that. Many of them know me. So I am not in this race for anything else but to give up my service. I could not, if the PNP was contesting the election, I would not have been the candidate necessarily.
Yes. Well, they've heard you this morning.
Wait
Yeah.
a bit. What I'm trying to do now, George, is to give off the little that remains in me to the people of Northwest.
And I hope they can understand that.
And
I have to, Sir Carl, I'm way over time. I give you 30 seconds more.
Yes. Look.
Yeah.
You mean in 30 seconds we'll be finished?
Yes, sir. Way over time. But go ahead for 30 seconds more. Just make a last pitch to the people who are listening to you.
I want to thank you, and I'm hoping that, as you have said to everyone, the website is up and running.
Yes.
And so people can get to it, people can access it, and we are making every effort to ensure that this information get out to the people.
Hear you on that, sir. And we wish you all the best.
I thank you.
Carl Marshall there, independent candidate in the by-election Northwest St. Andrew, Friday.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:54.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
Jamaica is good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, what we feel safe at night.
Driver, take time with me and let me out.
Lady, relax yourself. Me a drive from me a youth. Me know what me a do.
Hey, one stop in a driver. You not make me not live to see the rest of the day.
Driver, I know you want your drive fine, you know. Take time, man.
You have to drive better, man. I not just feel me life. You might take all our life too. So me I beg you take time, man.
And you know the right thing, you know, driver. See how much people dead on the road? Plus, remember, say police out there them new technology device for catch people who are drive fast. By the way, I hope you don't have no ticket, you know. Because remember, we have a new law. Why we not just do the right thing and make we live good?
You know, start tune attack me passengers. Me have a youth who me want to live to see him grow. Look here, no man, easy on yourself. Me can take corrections. As for the new traffic ticket business, me no want no police give me no more traffic ticket. Me I go do the right thing so we can all live good. Respect.
Jamaica is good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, what we feel safe at night. Jamaica is good.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Get ready for the lowest prices of the year at the Active Home Center Black Friday sale in Kingston and Montego Bay. Save big on tiles, bathroom fixtures, furniture, lighting, and more just in time for the holidays. Join us now until Saturday, November 30 for unbeatable deals you won't want to miss. Visit our newly relaunched Montego Bay location at Barnett Tech Park at the intersection of Fairfield and Barnett Street, or our upgraded Kingston showroom at 84 Constant Spring Road. Conditions apply. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Ready to make every step count? The CB Group UE5K is back for its 13th year, and together we're changing lives. And this year we're aiming for 100 more scholarships, 100 more dreams fulfilled. Join us on Sunday, November 24 at 6:30 a.m. at UE Mona. Let's run for dreams, run for hope, and run for a brighter future at the CB Group UE5K and Run with Passion Kids K. Register now at runningeventsja.com and let's make a difference one step at a time.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
Well, listeners, viewers, we're hearing that there's a massive fire at Pernell Charles Arcade in downtown Kingston. We're going to see if we can bring up a live image for you. Tona did a quick Google search to see when was the last time the Pernell Charles Arcade caught fire. What have you found, Tona?
Yeah, 2023 seems to be the last time, so last year. But for anybody out there who does a simple Google search as well, George, you'll see that this particular arcade, is normally engulfed in fire a lot. 2005, 2023, 2012, 2017, 2019, 2016, and it goes on. Yeah. So I think when people hear about particular areas now, like the arcade, the reaction is again. Yeah. Because it's as if every other year or so, there's a fire at the arcade or some of the other
if it's not Ray Ray Market, it's somewhere.
That's
that's every 2 years. Ray Ray burns every 2 years. Someone sets a part of it on fire.
And there the reactions go. Somebody says, OMG again. Yep. Oh no, not again.
Yep.
Arcade again. Yeah. The reaction is going to be again every other year or so. The arcade engulfed in fire. So we were able to put up, if you could again, Jermaine, for our YouTubers, some footage of what some passersby have been able to capture of the fire. We'll try to get some more information for you from the Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford. But we're showing for you footage from downtown of the fire. That's one building. Yeah. Huge plume of black, thick smoke coming from that building. Yeah.
Boy, I tell you. Not anyway. The fire brigade on the scene, based on the video we saw, there's at least one unit, and they're fighting the video. Mr. King says 2 at the time that video was sent. We'll break now for Across Jamaica and Caribbean News.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
Let Scotia Investments guide you towards a winning portfolio that will grow your wealth for generations to come. Call 888-429-5745 to learn more. The time by Scotia Investments is
8 o'clock.
Success, powered by learning. The temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's Across Jamaica this morning.
In across Jamaica this Monday morning, Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck has again stated that the services offered by Justices of the Peace JPs are free of cost. He was speaking at a JP sensitization session in St. Mary last Thursday.
I know that JPs have been called upon to do so many things, and you have some outstanding, proactive, dedicated, willing JPs who really go beyond the call of duty. So that across the island now, JPs have been saying they should be paid for your service. The answer is no. JPs are outstanding citizens in their community. People who are seen by the general public as people that they can rely on. The last thing we would want to do is when people come to you and say $5,000. And those JPs who are charging, I say, stop it. Your integrity is worth more than $2,000 than $5,000.
He's also urging citizens to respect their JP's time, especially because this is a voluntary service.
If the police or the RGD or any other person need a JP service, it is at the bequest, at the time of the JP. That is not to say, Justice of the Peace, that you shouldn't assist and be flexible, because sometimes people really need to get things done quickly. But at the end of the day, they must respect your time. So I do appreciate that you come under a lot of pressure. And that is why I've encouraged the custodians, encouraged the JP to identify others in the community, people of unquestionable integrity, to offer themselves to become JP. So your work can be reduced.
Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has reached a significant milestone in its Adopt a Clinic program. The Sandy Bay Health Center in Hanover became the 50th facility to be adopted, following a ceremony on Friday formalizing the arrangement. Philanthropists James and Manuel O'Goran have adopted the facility through their Stella and Adolphe Gorin Foundation, which has committed $3 million in funding for 2023 to 2026. The couple, who are originally from Italy and have been living in Jamaica for years, invested some $8 million for infrastructure improvements at the facility prior to the formal adoption ceremony. The Sandy Bay Health Center caters to roughly 300 residents per month. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Monday morning, and we now bring you the latest from across the Caribbean News Desk, for today, Monday, November 18, 2024.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Kendall Morgan.
And I'm Dennis Chabrol with the latest from across the Caribbean.
In Belize, recovery operations have begun following the passage of Tropical Storm Sarah. Schools have been ordered closed as a result of life-threatening floods, landslides in several areas, and a number of impassable bridges due to rising waters. However, businesses have been given the green light to reopen. Residents near one of Belize's dams have been ordered to evacuate. Police Commissioner Chester Williams tells Caribbean News Desk affiliate Love FM that shelters are still open should people need to evacuate urgently.
And that is important, again, for people who are living in flood-prone areas to take heed, and if there's a need for them to go to a shelter, then they must do so.
Authorities are also working to restore potable water supply to several areas where floodwaters have affected pumping stations.
Haiti's new Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé is urging his administration to put their differences aside and swiftly prepare for the country's long overdue elections. Speaking at last weekend's swearing-in of the Transitional Power-Sharing Administration, he appealed for cohesion and discipline. He said that the primary objective is to prepare for credible, inclusive and transparent elections. The Haitian Prime Minister who succeeds Gary Conille, who was fired several weeks ago, pledged to work tirelessly to meet Haitians' expectations. He said the security situation requires an immediate and coordinated response, including making way for people to return safely to their abandoned homes.
The Bahamas government says it is committed to seeing out the 6-month term of its Defense Force team in Haiti, despite an earlier announcement that any member of the 6-member team who felt threatened by the increasing gang violence was free to return home. National Security Minister Wayne Munro.
The situation in Haiti ebbs and flows.
There is no intent to bring them back. The deployment time, as we discovered, isn't 4 months, it's 6 months. And so they're deployed for 6 months. The persons who are to replace them have already been selected, trained. They have to be vetted so that they can seamlessly replace them after 6 months.
Monroe says the Bahamas remains committed to increasing its team to 150 as part of their Kenya-led multinational security support mission tasked with restoring security to Haiti, where criminal gangs control most of the capital, Port-au-Prince.
Our commitment, as we've said, at the 150 personnel is a maritime security commitment. And we've submitted for vetting officers and Marines to crew a 60-meter offshore patrol craft, which would provide maritime security. We've provided officers who can train the Haitian Coast Guard in small boat operation, in safe boat operations, and we will determine at the appropriate time at what point to forward the other deployment.
St. Kitts and Nevis's Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew says his government is pressing ahead through the courts to recover large unaccounted funds at the country's development bank. The government turned to the courts after saying a forensic audit by a Canadian firm found significant irregularities, including a debt of over $40 million to the country's social security.
First of all, you want back your money. We are going to demand, because I think that is critically important, and to make sure that the government can recoup its unaccounted money. That is what I will be pursuing. I am very interested in that. Where is the money? Bring back the money. This is not fair to the people.
Leader of Guyana's main opposition, People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, has hinted that foreigners will be blocked from voting in next year's general elections. The incumbent People's Progressive Party Civic Administration has already denied facilitating the registration of Venezuelans to vote in the elections. Mr. Norton says opposition polling agents will be on the lookout for foreigners who are clearly not connected to Guyana.
You must know a lot of the children who return from Venezuela of Guyanese descent, they can speak English. And so we will know that. But this government's plot is to bring people into this country to use them to vote because they recognize they are unpopular. We will not accept that.
Guyanese citizenship can be granted as a result of 5 years of residency, a Guyanese spouse, or Guyanese parentage. The opposition is also concerned that the Guyana government has been recruiting Bangladeshi and Indian workers who can vote in Guyana's elections once they, being citizens of Commonwealth member states, reside in the country for at least 2 years.
Before we go, we join the people of Haiti as they observe Veterans Day. Today, it's the 221st anniversary of Haiti's final battle against the French army in their war for independence.
This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp at +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
With Jamaica Automobile Association, membership is a win-win. Enter the JAA Fuel Up promotion, and you could win the grand prize of JAA Gold membership for 1 year, plus fuel valued at $240,000. Just purchase, renew, or upgrade your JAA membership, or use your individual JAA Advance card to buy at least $10,000 of fuel a month. So, fuel up! There's also monthly prizes of $20,000 in fuel. Enter now. JAA Fuel Up promotion ends December 13, 2024. Conditions apply.
Shop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
It's time to service that malfunctioning AC unit. Protect your investment and call Geddes Refrigeration Limited for all your air conditioning services and repairs. Geddes provides maintenance contracts to ensure that your AC is serviced routinely and promptly. Geddes will schedule your next appointment. Book your appointment at 876-923-652-123. Email grljasocialmedia@gmail.com or visit 226 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11. Keeping you cool all year round.
Join Rhino Jamaica Limited for the Island Planters pop-up sale. Come find your perfect planter pot at the Mosaic Marketplace, 22 Barbican Road, Kingston 6. On Saturday, November 16 and 23rd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy unbeatable discounts on a wide selection of planters, plus chances to win prizes and surprises throughout the day. Spruce up your home or start checking off your Christmas list with Island Planters. This is the ultimate planter sale of the year. Don't miss out. Brought to you by Rhino Jamaica Limited.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, turning our focus now to International Men's Day Health and Wellness Fair. November 19 is International Men's Day, and the Institute of Gender and Development Studies, IGDS, is celebrating International Men's Day with the hosting of a health and wellness fair under the theme Men's Health Champions Take Action, Get Healthy. International Men's Day is a celebration of positive male contributions to society and a call to address vital health issues affecting men. This fair will focus on empowering attendees with knowledge, resources, and tools to foster healthier lifestyles, and will focus on improving the health-seeking behaviors of male students, staff, and other stakeholders at the UWI-MONA. For more on the IGDS's International Men's Day, we're being joined by Head of the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, Dr. Delia Bean. Dr. Bean, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. Dr. Bean, can you tell us about the primary goals of the IGDS International Men's Day Health and Wellness Fair? What are you trying to achieve?
Sure, thank you, and thanks so much for having me this morning. So, as you would have said in your introduction, what we're really hoping to achieve with this fair is a focus on wellness, right? We're focusing on wellness, particularly of our male staff, students, community members, stakeholders. And what we recognize really, and what I think is a global trend, not only nationally, is that men are less likely than women in most cases to have good health-seeking behaviors. That is, they tend to go to the doctor less. We know that men have very high rates of depression in this country. Men are more likely to commit suicide. Men are also face diseases that are particular to them, such as prostate cancer, more likely to suffer from heart diseases and so on. And we don't want to just be focusing on the back end of these issues. We want the men in our university community to get into the habit of checking on themselves, knowing their status. What is your blood pressure? What is your blood glucose? So we're focusing on physical health primarily. We are also, of course, focusing on mental wellness. And we will also be focusing on financial health. So it is looking at the whole person and offering that care and support in a fun and vibrant and celebratory environment when we're thinking of our men and boys.
Okay, set the scene for us. What can they expect tomorrow, and from what time can they show up, and where do they show up?
Okay, wonderful. So thanks to our kind sponsors, we have had so many persons coming on board, but thanks to our kind sponsors, GK General Insurance and Exquisite Care Pharmacy, we will be having a vibrant, lively tent city, right, in terms of the health fair. So we will be having various booths. We will have persons who will be focusing on relaxation. The men can come out and get massages and dry manicures, courtesy of Tina's Greasy Bridal. We have Totally Male and Bella Oasis on board as well. We'll be giving gift certificates to members of our executive management team. Of course, we will have our nursing students from UWISON who will be focusing on the actual stats, right? Taking those measurements and health indicators for our men. We will have Health Connect, who will be focusing on HIV testing for adults. And just a wonderful environment. We're going to have prizes and surprises. We will have games. We will have competitions. We will have Karimed, who's going to be working on an arm wrestling competition and giving out gifts as a result of that. So what we're setting the scene to have is a vibrant space to focus on wellness. We will also have vendors who will be doing vegan food and giving the men options in terms of what can I eat that's healthy. So Veggie Campus will be with us as well. So this is what we're having, and we're having it at the University of the West Indies, Mona, at the IGDS, and this is at West Road, and West Road is close to basic medical. So this is close to the medical faculty, close to the hospital gate. When you come onto the university campus, you travel as if you're going to the university hospital and you take a left. So that's where we'll be at 9 West Road tomorrow, and it's going to be a wonderful environment, and we invite not only members of the university community to come out, but also persons in the neighboring community. We'll be having some of our high schoolers coming out as well, Jamaica College, Wolmer's Boys. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event.
And from what time can they start showing up?
You can start showing up at 9. Our opening ceremony starts at 9, and our guest speaker is Professor William Aiken, consultant urologist. But the actual fair starts at 10, and it ends at 3 p.m.
10 to 3, you can start showing up at 9 for the opening ceremony. Now, yes. Dr. Bean, the theme that we told our listeners, Men's Health Champions Take Action, Get Healthy. Why was this theme chosen for this year's event?
Right. So globally, International Men's Day will have different themes focusing on various issues specific to men. And the global theme this year is about men's health. And so this is why we have used this theme, and we think it's a wonderful opportunity to focus on the strides that men have made in terms of health-seeking behaviors, but also to encourage more active response to health as well.
Mm-hmm. And why is it important, Dr. Bean, to host a men's health-focused event at this time, especially on a university campus?
Right, because our men tend to not go to the doctor. That's what we found. We found from the research.
You find this among or tertiary male students as well?
Yes, our tertiary, yes. So sometimes it's only when they're going to the university or going to high school and they have to do a medical, they're forced to do a medical, that they will do this. Many of our men are not necessarily going to go to the dentist if something is not actively aching them. So we'll have Pure Smiles on board to do basic checks. What we want to focus on is getting to a state of wellness, checking on things before they go wrong. And we find that research shows that our men tend to go to seek medical care when it's very, very late, and we don't want those habits to continue. We want our young men and older men to catch problems before they start and to live a whole and well life rather than trying to catch up with illness on the back end. So this is the purpose, and to have some fun. We work very hard. As a population, we work very hard. Of course, a lot of our university men work very hard, and we also want them to relax and to have a fun, vibrant time at the fair as well.
Right. And you did indicate to us who will be the keynote speaker at the opening ceremony. Will there be any other expert talks that takes place throughout the day?
Yes. So we have our financial institutions, so Sagicor is on board, and they will be doing talks about financial health. We want particularly our young men at the university to start thinking about saving and investing, and so there will be talks around that. We will also have Roots of Wellness, Larissa Wedderburn, who will be speaking about a general holistic lifestyle. So that's taking care of the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. So we'll have these talks throughout the day, and also a workout session. Pride Gym should be joining us to host a mini workout session as well. So we are just really looking forward to that to just being engaged throughout the day, weather permitting.
Right. And just to give us the basics again before we let you go, Dr. Bean, of the time, what's expected to be available for the men who will show up tomorrow, and if it is that you want to give us a hint, if you know, as to what the keynote speaker's presentation will be centered on.
Right, so that you can join us 9 a.m. tomorrow at 9 West Road at the University of the West Indies. The fair runs from 10 to 3 p.m. And Prof. Aiken, I don't actually know his exact focus, but Prof. Aiken has been a mental health champion for decades. He's our leading consultant urologist in the region, maybe even in the world. He's well known for the work he has done to promote mental health. And so that is going to be likely the focus of his talk tomorrow.
So that's the IGDS's International Men's Day Health Fair that's coming up tomorrow at the UEMONA. Speaking to us about it was the head of the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, yes, the IGDS, Dr. Dahlia Bean. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Bean.
Thank you, too.
All right. Going to take a break and come back with more.
Crisp and refreshing. Room temperature or chilled. A pure water would drink. The time by Pure Water is
8:21.
Fa la 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 la. Did you hear that? It is almost Christmas and Fostridge is having a super solar lighting sale. Yes, you heard right. From now until November 25th, enjoy 20% off your selection of solar wall lamps, garden lights, and solar flood lamps. You can't afford to miss the sale. It is the Fostridge Super Solar Lighting Sale, now until November 25th. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Montego Bay, and Draxall. Shop and save, only with Fostridge.
Unique Living's new arrivals are here. Revamp your space with sleek, fixed and sliding show panels, shower systems and faucets, stylish vanities, basins and kitchen sinks, closet and storage solutions, hanging aids and more. Available in different finishes and sizes to match your style. Visit them today and transform your space at shop number 630 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-755-3661 or visit their website at uniquelivingja.com to shop.
So where you get?
The new Popeye's blackened chicken sandwich, my girl. The flavor just hits different.
Blackened like it burn up?
Nah, man. Blackened because of the color of the Louisiana herbs and spices. Blackened like the flavor buck. No breading and the seasoning soaked deep in the chicken. But get yours and try it, cause me nah share yours. Get the new Popeye's blackened chicken sandwich. Limited time only.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Taking some of your calls now, 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, 618-8255. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Just to remind you that, yes, we're seeing it everywhere now. Pernal Charles Arcade, there is a fire there. The fire units are on spot and they're working to douse the flames, working to put out the blaze. And something that happens with depressing regularity in the market district. If it's not the Ray market, it's Pernal Charles, it's somewhere else. And people have varying theories. Some people say illegal electricity connection. Some people say bad mind people burn down them rivals' place. Some people say people of unsound minds start fire. All kinds of things. But it's just tragic to know that you have your goods in your stall, or you just have your stall and the place just burn up, just burn down.
Are you in this year's Pixie, George?
Me?
I see Lynette coming in the
with
studio with the paper bag. Yeah, I'm just gonna take out mine and move along. Thank you, Lynette.
I'm sitting here again.
I can't show you, man.
Of course you can.
No, I can't. You're not in it. Oh, okay, cool.
That's what I want to look.
Yeah, there you go.
But did you look already?
I haven't.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
So you get first dibs.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what to read
You
from
would
that
never
laugh, but
imagine
fine.
whose name you get.
Okay.
I guarantee so when you see it,
Uh-huh.
you're going to say,
Really?
seriously,
Okay.
look.
Thank you.
When you see it, you're going to say, oh my God. Look at it. No? Look at it.
Okay. That's so funny.
Chef,
You
come
can't
back.
make these things up,
You
you know.
could
You
never make this thing up.
can't
You
make
could
these
never make
things
this thing
up. Yeah.
You could never make
We
it
shall
up.
do this over a little later.
Yes, we shall.
Who's first on the
It is
line?
needful to do it over. 630-9371, 9372, 630-9373. We have about 15-ish minutes this morning to just run some calls. So give us a call, no? Already people bawling, Lord God, this, that. Oh, no, just calm yourself, no, man. Just relax, the man. Just relax.
Yeah.
Michelle?
But I tell you something, George. If I was somebody, an operator in one of these market districts, I'd want to move my little business, you know.
Trust me.
Because you just know the possibilities of what will happen. Yeah, you come, all your shoes or your clothes that you want to sell now for Christmas, make your little money. Gone with the wind.
That's why some vendors then pack up everything. If they're gonna pack up the style, then pack up the style because they're not running the risk because they know how people are. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Gary's online. Good morning, Gary.
Hey, George. Morning, Tanner.
Morning to you.
Morning, man.
George, the brother we interviewed this morning.
Not Breda.
What do?
Mr. Carl Marshall, sir.
Mr. Marshall.
Yes.
Right. So what I don't know. So the next election that will come in 6 months' time, a two PMP candidate never have. One PMP and one independent PMP. How does that work?
Well, he did say that if the PNP was contesting this by-election, then he perhaps wouldn't have offered himself as a candidate under the independent banner.
Let's just say, let's just say, suppose him win. Suppose him pull off the thing and the man win. Hey, wait a minute, independent PNP?
No, there's nothing that would stop him from saying that he has switched allegiance to the PNP.
So can the PM? So, I know. But the man all over the place though with him thing though. him all over the place.
I'm just saying that, you know, there's so many things wrong because from my view, website, I reminded him, I remember when we were running for Students' Union office in 2004 and the presidential candidates, we had a lady, Kenisha Linton, she was from School of Business, and there was a guy from School of Engineering, the two biggest schools. I was running for vice president in charge of public relations. And people were, you know, advertising their website and people were going onto their website and seeing what was there. And it was, you know, it was an exciting thing on the website. You having your website was a big thing. I mean, I remember Kenisha's personal website and she was putting up the things. And I say, my girl, you know, the thing shut, you know, and she say, yeah, you know, it was just an exciting, but that was 2004. 2004 was 20 years ago.
If you have a TikTok page or something.
Brethren, you know, there are people who can't differentiate between social media and website. A website is not social media.
Exactly.
It is far removed, and you know.
And you were 100% right when you asked when he's putting for this platform. But there's nothing in what he's running for. Him can get on him own. He don't need but to be an MP.
Absolutely
he
right.
Come and say.
Yeah.
He didn't come and say, boy, and then come into, you know, say the terrible conditions on the roads. I'm going to try and that him think about something that he can do on his own.
There's no man with a CV like that who any school principal would turn away and say, "I don't want you nothing from you."
Yeah, a farmer teacher and somebody who's well established it must be established within the JT and whatever. So I don't see why I'm talking this platform about PEP students and them things.
And again, Gary, the premise is this: if you want me to help in this way, vote me in. Which would mean that if you're not voted in, then you're not going to help.
That's what me I try.
So no,
yeah, that's it. But I mean, I say,
yeah, man.
But big up.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
All right, cool.
T. Marie in the chat says, yes, George, I remember this. The website and the campaign. She was right there back in those UTEC days. You know, those were sweet days in the town. You know, I was having a ball because the major races for the big posts, the president's post and the vice president's post, fiercely contested and thing. But I was sitting chilly because I tell them, so listen, this when me nominate one candidate. Did it happen that way, Tana? You bet it did.
Yeah.
So me never have to thank God. What do we have? Michelle? Michelle? Beverly. Good morning, Beverly.
Hi, good morning, George.
Morning.
I just, Antona, good morning.
Morning to you, Beverly.
My mom's sick. Okay. You know what I wanted to say to you? I have my cell phone. And I don't join no group. No group at all. And from the other day, people keep telling me they're going to hang up because it's me in group. And when they saw me because I'm in the wheelchair, they look like they're using my thing to beg money from. Because there's a friend of mine in Canada, she called me last night for urgency.
Yeah.
And my sister in Washington.
Yeah.
And they keep calling me and telling me that, what kind of group? Oh, you get that thing off your phone.
Yeah, so here's the thing then. Hold on there. Michelle, do you have Jean Laurie Children's number? You need to give Beverly Jean. So Bev, there's a scam going on where senior citizens are being victimized by two men purporting to be pastors and their followers who are putting people in groups and contacting people on their behalf and begging money. One lady says her niece sent $2,000 because she heard that. Yeah, man. So hold the line. We're going to give you Jean Laurichin's number. You're going to call Miss Jean and she'll assist you. All right. So hold the line. Hold the line. Michelle will assist you. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
You see them wicked people there, man. You see? So we're talking about. Let's take the quick break and come right back.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage of your life. Savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The Time by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
8:32.
Want to start investing in real estate with as little as $25,000? Then the JMMB Optimum Capital Real Estate Fund may fit your future best with tax-free advantages and returns above inflation. Visit jm.jmmb.com to get started today. Conditions apply.
Bank of Jamaica reduced its policy interest rate to 6.5% per year as of October 1. This action signals a gradual lowering of interest rates in the economy. The BOJ policy rate reduction was based on the continued positive outlook for inflation in Jamaica. Despite some increases in agricultural food prices from Hurricane Beryl, the general level of increase in consumer prices over the medium term is expected to remain low, stable, and predictable. A message from Bank of Jamaica.
We have all been there. You feel the flu coming on and you want to catch it early before you start feeling horribly sick. But between syrups, rubs, drops, pills, and sprays, it's hard to know what to use for which symptom. Don't worry, when it comes to everything cold and flu, choose Pharmacold and Flu. This little tablet relieves nasal congestion, sore throat, pain, and fever. Get on with your day with Pharmacold and Flu. Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Happy holidays from Team Adam and Eve. We invite you to indulge in a relaxing spa atmosphere or gift someone spa pampering this season. Visit us at www.adamandevedayspaja.com for e-certificates or WhatsApp 876-567-2142. Relax, refresh, and respite with us today. We have Christmas packages starting at $8,500. Book a massage, facial, mani-pedi, or hair service at Adam and Eve Day Spa. You deserve it.
Are you ready for real rewards this Christmas? Reel in big cash prizes and big appliances with Rainforest Real Rewards. On now at supermarkets island-wide. Enter to win cash prize of $500,000 or a stove or fridge. Any 2 Rainforest products, including shrimp, and enter online or WhatsApp between November 1 and December 15. Each receipt is an entry. Enter as many times as you want. This Christmas, win real rewards. Only with Rainforest. Authorized by the PGLC. Terms and conditions apply.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then,
progress, propel we nation, moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public, while on the road to Republic. Let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one Republic. We on the road to Republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to Republic.
Avco 303 Elastomeric Liquid Waterproofing Membrane is now available at Avco Corporation, 225 Marcus Darby Drive. This solution is for all leaking concrete roofs. It stops leaks and provides ultraviolet protection that keeps buildings cool. Available in 5-gallon buckets. Hurry and get yours today. Contact us at 876-758-2073 or WhatsApp 876-505-0734.
Carlene is on, man. Good morning, Carlene.
Good morning, George. How are you?
I'm fine.
I want to share my personal observation. I don't know if Jamaica has looked into it. I think that the CNC has to be independent in all the areas that they're not contesting.
Hold on, Carlene. Start again. I lost you a little bit at the start. Start again.
I believe that the party, the PNP party, putting in independent persons to take away some votes from the governing party's candidate that are up for these by-election.
Yeah.
But they come on and they're not representing well. Is that they have order not to speak much and so they tie up themselves?
Boy, I don't know. You out there are the observer, So it is for you to interpret these things based on the information that you get, I'd have to turn back the question at you, Carlin, and ask you, what is your verdict based on what you've seen and heard?
That's my verdict. I believe that you're, put forward by the party to take out the vote. But
which is part of politics, doing, Carlin.
I don't. That's what it is. I hope the other party, look what is going on, open their eyes.
Yeah.
Because this person that came on this morning, that in the general election, he's going to run against the Dwayne Smith.
That's the question. That's the question the previous caller asked. But I said he declared that were the PNP contesting this one, then it's highly likely he would not be in the field any at all because the PNP is his party. Eh?
First, he said that he's dedicated to the PNP.
Yes.
I don't know. So why should I vote for him then?
Well, if you have a vote in the constituency, that's the question you have to ask yourself.
I'm asking the people. Why should I vote? Oh my God, this is a beautiful world.
Yes, indeed. Name democracy, Carlene. Yeah, man. All right, thank you.
Listen, Sir Marshall has made his case, and you had the opportunity to hear him out. Yeah, so you have to decide.
You have information to work with.
You have information to work with.
Carl, good morning.
Morning, Master.
Morning, sir.
Right, discussion we have with this PMP candidate this morning never even make no sense.
Here you know. The man says an independent candidate. Sir, the PNP said they're not contesting.
Hold on then, Master George.
Yes.
Right away, he said, then text him and tell him, remember in June.
Yes.
So you can't fight me there, so then, Master George. Beat me no, Master George. The man said, then text him and say, remember in June.
Yes.
So that means he said him is a PMP candidate going up against the JLP candidate.
Well, him say my independent. May I work with what he says, Carl?
All right. Anyhow,
yes.
Master George.
Yeah.
When a person sits inside of a cabinet and a decision taken, all of them are supposed to keep a secret inside the cabinet, and all of them join to take the decision. That's all?
Yeah, man.
Okay. And that's the very reason why here some of us will say we cannot give Peter Philip no credit for what he has done.
Why?
Thank you very much, Master. Peter Philip was inside the cabinet of P.J. Patterson when all of those decisions taken to borrow the high interest rate loans them over the world. And he never said anything about it.
But you don't know that.
Master,
no.
Well, hold on. Well, if the cabinet minister
Yeah.
saying so, if say it now then.
No, but hold on, no, Carl. If you stick to the facts, you can make the point that you're making, But you can't say he didn't say anything because you don't know that. Remember now, you will have a cabinet vote. You'll have a cabinet vote. The chairman of cabinet, the prime minister, will probably cast the deciding vote. And then it is published as cabinet decision. But there are dissenting voices within every cabinet, and you don't know that. That him never said nothing. You don't know that.
All right, fair enough.
Good.
I'll take about that. All right. The decision then, where they take at Meadowbrook School publicly this Sunday evening, he could have said something there this Sunday evening.
Which one of the decision them?
Where Omar Davis did said, run with it, and when we reach, we will correct it.
But he would have no impact on that, though.
Eh?
He would have no impact on that. He couldn't do nothing about that.
Why he couldn't do anything?
Because he was not the person in charge of the finance ministry. The finance ministry. But hold on. But Carl, you know the politics, So you know you come sometime and pretend like you don't know. If it is the finance minister says, insofar as some spending decisions are concerned, he said to the person who wanted to spend, run with it, and we'll sort it out as we go along. No other cabinet minister can interfere with that decision. You know this. So, so you can't put that on Peter Phillips.
No, but he was there as a part of who helped to make those.
But that wasn't a cabinet decision. That was an observation and a decision from the finance minister, Carl. You know, that's a different something.
So when he come now, and he have to go to the IMF and cry, me not sorry for him.
But you should have been, because it was the country he was representing, Carl.
No, Master Judge. Those are the people who made the decision. You remember the statement where former education minister ran it to say?
Yeah. Transfer of wealth from the rich to the poor. Yeah.
Transfer from the poor to the rich. He never see since slavery was abolished.
Carl, I get the impression that no matter what happens, you will not credit the Simpson-Miller administration with Peter Phillips as finance minister for any of the gains that we're enjoying now. But you should. You should, because guess what? Perhaps it is that I was unfortunate enough. You see, I'm so very happy for this fact that I sat right there at the press conference at OPM when the man said that he doesn't wish what he had to go through on any other finance minister in history because of how demeaning it was. But I'm saying to you that successive governments before that were their hands were on the wheel, and we were in that position because of bad decisions over time. Largely, there's no doubt about this, largely because of the PNP, because they dominated government before that. But the fact of the matter is that what Peter Phillips was saying was a true statement, and you ought to have had sympathy because he was doing work on behalf of the Jamaican people, and that work, I'm asserting, helped to put us in the position to be spending our own money by bus now and to pay people and not have to use borrowed funds. That was an important part of it.
I have a part company right here. Me not sorry for him.
All right, sir.
Hold on, Master. You know, last week Thursday, I was somewhere and I heard RJR News playing, and a clip was there from the IC that them have a lot of posts to fill and nobody wants the job. And it was the head, Mr. Panton, the clip came from. And it's the same thing I have. Who would want to go to a body like that? Well, one has said this and one has said that. Nobody wants to spoil them integrity there, sir. And the only way, Panton, that you will get any sensible somebody there to conjure with you and Greg Christie, plus the former advisor of Peter Phillips, is any time the three of you leave there, people will take up those posts. But as long as the three of you are there, nobody will take up that post that didn't need to fill.
You wouldn't take a job as a driver at Integrity Commission?
No. The only thing I will take a job for, if the government should call me, anybody from the government, to get 2 good pieces of chain and lock them out one morning, I will take the job tomorrow morning.
All right,
what Panton went on in the parliament, those, Judge, George. Have
Yeah.
a nice day.
Anyway, you know what? You have a quarrel with your team's MPs who did their while
Yes,
what was that?
but
But anyway, that's a different matter.
Mas George, you heard I said publicly
Yes.
that I am disappointed in Delroy Chuck that
All
did
right, sir.
laugh on my taxpayer money. I never secretly say. I said it publicly to Mr. Hughes.
All
I
right,
am
sir.
disappointed in it. Julian can laugh, but Julian is a part of the PMP with them. But when Mr. Chuck laughs, I am embarrassed.
All right, sir. I hear you this morning. Thank you. Have to run. Birthdays after this.
Make a plan to stay on top of your mortgage. Stick to it. Pay on time. The time by the NHD is
8:46.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
If our love was a fairy tale, I would charge it and rescue you. On a yacht, baby, we would sail to an island where we'd say I do. And if we had babies, they would look like you. It'd be so beautiful if they came true. You don't even know how very special you are. You leave me breathless. You're everything good in my life. You leave me breathless. I still can't believe that you're mine. You just walked out of one of my dreams. So beautiful, you're leaving me breathless. And if our love was a storybook, we would meet on the very first page. The last chapter would be about how I'm thankful for the life we've made. And if we had babies, they would have your eyes. I would fall deeper watching you give life. You don't even know how very special you are. You leave me breathless. You're everything good in my life. You leave me breathless. I still can't believe that you're mine. You just walked out of one of my dreams. So beautiful, you're leaving me. You must have been sent from heaven to earth to change me. You're like an angel. I feel is stronger than love, believe me. You're something special. I only hope that I one day deserve what you give me. But all I can do is try every day of my life. You leave me
That time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday and happy anniversary. To our friends on Facebook, happy birthday, Dennis Ball, Clint Ferguson, it's your birthday. Happy birthday as well to Alexandra Smith Bailey, Malva Wint, Melissa Spencer, Daniel Stewartson. Happy birthday as well going out to Gabriella Jones, Joe Cornwall, Gigi Sterling, Kate Harris, Tremaine McCullough, Ian L. Ma. Happy birthday to you. Oh, it's Ian L. Mohammed. Okay, cool. Happy birthday to you, Ian. Hope you have a really good day as well. Let me see if there are any other here on Facebook. No. Hopping on over to the YouTube chats. Any birthdays over here, any anniversaries, do let us know that we can wish you a special one if it's your special day. But so far, those are the birthdays. So happy birthday to you if you're celebrating your birthday today. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. The DJ, the CD scratch.
that she's back in the atmosphere with drops of Jupiter in her head. She acts like summer and walks like rain, reminds me that there's a time to change. Since the return of her stay on the moon, she listens like spring and she talks like June. But tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights all faded and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall from a shooting star, one without a permanent scar, and then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there? Now that she's back from that soul vacation, tracing her way through the constellation. She checks out Mozart while she does Chabot. Reminds me that there's room to grow. Now that she's back in the atmosphere, I'm afraid that she might think of me as plain old Jane Doe. Sorry about a man who was too afraid to fly, so we never did land. But tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and head back to the Milky Way? But tell me, Venus, blow your mind. Was it everything you wanted to find? And then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there. Can you imagine no love pie, deep fried chicken, your best friend always?
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
All right. Ain't this
I'm
what
seeing a final birthday here. Martin Sylvia sending happy birthday to, he says, to my brother Wally, aka Grassy. Okay, happy birthday to you, Wally. And he's saying to you, bro, enjoy your special day. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a really, really amazing one. That's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. I'm seeing Angela Jones sending happy birthday greetings to her granddaughter Almanae Jones, coming from your mom, your dad, your brother, your entire family, and your grandma, of course, Angela Jones. They're saying to you, love you, baby girl. Happy birthday to you, Almanae Jones. Such a unique name. Thanks so much as well to our technical operator and the musical maestro, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, our super editor, Kimone Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm George.
Good morning.
I hit you with the best stroke, freestyle in the breaststroke, till you're blowing cigarette smoke.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.